WSYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the Morning News.
A very good morning to you. Welcome in. It is 5 o'clock. You have Ryan and Rachel here this morning.
That's right, and we are in storm team alert, but it's not the snow that we should be the most concerned about here.
Yeah, rain slowly turning into snow overnight, but your biggest concern will be the temperature, bringing a slippery morning commute. The salt trucks are expected to be out in the Salt City this morning as the thermometer drops. But how low will we go there, Kate?
Yeah, because right outside of our parking lot, we got nothing but green grass, and it's been raining, but our temperatures are dropping. And so once we get below freezing, we'll have to watch for any of that to kind of ice over. Whereas there are a lot of you that are waking up to snow, like in Watertown. But not only do we have a snowy scene, but it's very blustery, and so you can see on the roads they are slick and snow covered. I've noticed that in the Oswego camera as well. Trucks are out there, and that's also where we do have that winter storm warning in effect all the way until tomorrow. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we have a winter weather advisory. Not really so much for a lot of snow. In fact, a lot of you south of Syracuse, you're probably not really going to see much, if any, accumulation, but we have to watch out for anything icing over. Even though we are above freezing right now, we're just at 32 in Syracuse, and we're in the mid-30s from Cortland to Hamilton. You can see Watertown's 18, Fulton's 23. So yeah, they're definitely snowing out there, but that colder air is coming at us. We're getting colder as the day goes on. Feels like temperatures near zero today. Now, this is just the first out of rounds of some bouts of Arctic air that's going to be plaguing us pretty much through the end of the month. I'll have more details with your timecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Kate. We can all stay weather aware anytime with the new Channel 9 Storm Team app. Just scan that code there, right there on your screen. You can also download it in the App Store.
Turning to some national headlines.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good Thursday morning to you. We are starting things off in Watertown. 18 degrees in Watertown. It is snowing. It's very windy outside. We've been seeing some blowing and drifting snow, traffic moving along slowly with slick and snow-covered roads. And same deal in Oswego, where our temperatures are below freezing in the 20s. We got fresh snowfall on the ground. That's also where we have our winter storm warnings in Oswego and Jefferson counties. And then we come a little bit closer to Syracuse, and it's nothing but just wet and green grass out there. That's our tower cam. It's 32 degrees in Syracuse. That's why our temperatures have been above freezing up until about a couple of minutes ago. And look at our studios here. Well, it's a little blurry now, but you can see our green grass going on here. It was nothing but rain on a lot of our drives in this morning. But as soon as you go up into Jefferson, Oswego, and northern Cayuga counties, it is a whole different story, and it's all about the temperatures and location of the storm itself. We were saying the last several days a lot of pieces had to come together. We were going to have different conditions all over the area, and that's exactly what we have this morning. Steady snow from Watertown, another quick burst just about to go through Fulton and Oswego. A little break in the Finger Lakes right now. We're starting to see a bit of a changeover to some of that snow, but it's a very slow process. So a lot of just wet roads from Syracuse and points south and east because, well, you're in the warm sector. That's what's in between the warm front and the cold front. And everything surrounding this is where the colder air is. Buffalo has been getting a lot of snow here overnight, and so that's where we'll see some of our higher snow totals here from this system. And look at the spread of temperatures. It's 23 in Oswego right now, 33 in Fayetteville, so a 10-degree difference in what, like 30 miles or so, and 34 in Tully. So even our colder spots are still above freezing. That's not lasting. I give about another hour, and then everyone's really going to be dropping. By the time even this newscast is wrapped up, a lot of us should be below freezing. We spend the day in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. So how much more snow? Well, a lot of you barely even saw anything overnight. But where it has been snowing and where it will continue to snow, from Sodus to Fairhaven, Oswego, Fulton, Pulaski, Redfield, easily another 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the end of the day. We'll see if we can get up another couple of inches around here in Syracuse. Most of that is going to be happening later this evening. So on this timecast, not much happening for the rest of the day outside of this whole band that's happening up near Canada and Lake Ontario. Just occasional snow showers, but it's getting cold. So we're going to watch for everything that's wet this morning to freeze. And then you're going to have some of that light, fluffy snow, but it's already pretty wet and kind of sticky out there with some of that, with how warm things are outside. But it's getting so much colder. We got those wind chill single digits. Eventually, things kind of wrapping up by tomorrow morning. During the day tomorrow, we are cold, we are windy. Not much snow happening during the day, but tomorrow evening into Saturday, we'll have another quick little burst of snow. Not expecting anything more than like 1 to 3 inches out of that. Temperatures in the 30s on Saturday. On Sunday, we're going for 20s, and that's going to be our first round of cold air. We're just going to be in and out of this for pretty much the entire month at this point. Temperatures in the teens mid-next week.
Okay, right now it is 5:15. We're looking.
Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Alrighty, here's another check at the radar. And so it's been just mostly rain from Syracuse and points south and east. It's all been about the location of the center of the low. Right now, it's kind of focused right here. So this is why temperatures are above freezing, south and east. And we've been in the teens and 20s along the lakeshore. And that's where you'll find the snow. So you're waking up this morning, you're either like, where's the snow? Or you're waking up and you're like, ooh, it snowed out there. I better start getting ready. As the day goes on, we're mostly going to rely on lake effect snow, and it's going to be right along the southern shoreline and up in the Tug Hill. This is why we have winter storm warnings in effect until tomorrow. A solid 4 to 8 inches of new snowfall during the day today. The rest of this lighter shade of blue, you may be thinking, how are we supposed to get 2 to 4 inches? That's probably not happening till later this evening. We do get another round of some snow moving in after sunset tonight, and so that'll be our chance of getting a couple of inches, and we'll be cold enough by then. We're still at 32 right now, but we're ending the day in the 20s. Feels like temperatures near zero, so really watch out for any rain and any water out there to freeze, and watch out for those icy spots.
That showcases talent and entertainment available for the fair, but don't get too excited. We're told he's booked and busy into 2027. He was recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How about that?
We should bring him our milkshake. We did our milkshake in his honor last year.
We did.
I was going to say he loved it. He didn't taste it. He loved the idea.
Yeah, he even sent a message.
A little video for us.
It didn't help us win,
He's
though.
the best. I love Chubby Checker.
We tried.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time, welcome in. You have the gang here. We are in Storm Team Alert, and it's kind of like, depending where you are.
Yeah, if you live in Syracuse or south and east, you're waking up, you're like, huh?
You can keep your storm team.
Yeah,
Right.
like what are you talking about? My grass is all green. It's all about location and temperature, because if you live in Oswego, you're like, yeah, it's coming down. Look at Watertown.
Yep.
They've been looking like a real life snow globe up there. They're at 18 degrees too. So temperatures have been playing a big role in all of this. That's also where we have our winter storm warnings. Those are in effect all the way until tomorrow. We have advisories elsewhere for the rest of central New York, also until tomorrow. For farther south you go, only until this afternoon. But here's what's going on. We have the center of the low kind of parked right on top of Madison County. And so it's really a temperature game for us. Where you are south and east, it's warm enough above freezing. It's just been raining. But from Buffalo to Rochester, Oswego, Fulton, Watertown, you've been below freezing all night long and have been snowing all night. And so that's where we're going to find our higher snow totals today. Eventually, everyone is dropping below freezing. And that's going to happen probably by the end of our newscast later this morning. And that's where we'll find upwards of 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the end of the day. For Syracuse, we'll get another chance at a couple of inches of snow later tonight.
Kate, thank you very much. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you have that Storm Team 9 app so you can always stay weather aware. Just scan that QR code on your screen or head to the App Store.
Shovels will be key tomorrow, not for the snow, but for a groundbreaking that's been years in the making.
Dignitaries will be in Clay to mark the start of construction for the $100 billion Micron megafab at the White Pine Commerce Park. It kicks off a 20-year project that is expected to bring over 50,000 jobs to central New York.
Such a big deal. We got a countdown this morning.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good snowy Thursday morning. This is coming to you live in Oswego. where it has been cold enough to snow all night long. A lot of places along the lake shore up towards Watertown. You've been in the teens and 20s, and it has just been coming down with some very gusty winds, so low visibility, slick roadways. And then you come down to where we are in East Syracuse. We still got green grass outside because we've been above freezing up until just about a few minutes ago. We're now dipped down to 30 degrees. An hour ago, we were at 36. So our temperatures are starting to fall. The wind is shifting, and I'm already getting reports now of things starting to transition from the rain to the snow, but it's going to be fairly light and not really doing a whole lot here for the rest of the morning for Syracuse and south. However, surrounding, once you go up north and to the west, it is a different story. The center of the low is slowly making its way into eastern New York. And so we've had the milder air out ahead of that. So that's why we've been raining and in the mid-30s from Syracuse south. And then on the backside, this is where it's been very cold. A lot of snow has been falling out in Buffalo. And you can see the spread of temperatures in like a 30-mile difference. You have 22 in Oswego and then 32 in Fayetteville. Central Square is down into the 20s, but Tully is still above freezing at 34 degrees right now. But eventually everyone does dip below freezing. It's going to happen here by sunrise. And then we're spending the day in the teens and feels like temperatures single digits because of how gusty our wind is going to be. So the main player for our snow for the rest of the day is the lake effect snow. It's going to really take hold and stay mostly north of Syracuse, north of the Thruway, where we are expecting an additional 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by tomorrow morning. We'll pick up about another coating to an inch or two for Syracuse and Finger Lakes, but that's not happening until later this evening. So let's take you through on the time cast. So from now through lunchtime, our snow is mostly concentrated from Watertown backside towards Rochester and Buffalo. Later this evening, when a lot of this is pulling out of here, this is when our lake effect starts to kick back in. And also, we're going to watch out for a quick burst of snow, maybe a few of these snow squalls during the evening commute through about midnight or so. That'll be our best opportunity for accumulating snow. Still hanging on to some lake effect. Our in-house model's not really painting a picture of it, but we know with a lot of experience, as long as you have a west wind with air this cold blowing over the lake, you are still going to have lake effect. Now, that is mostly northern suburbs and eventually lifting up into Oswego County again. We have a next round of snow happening tomorrow evening. We'll pick up another quick coating to an inch or two with a little clipper moving by tomorrow night into Saturday. We'll continue a few snow showers over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Another clipper moving by Saturday, Sunday. That's why we have that dip in temperatures, and that's just the beginning of the Arctic air that's going to come in and kind of set up shop over us for next week. We're going to continue to get colder and colder. Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we got snow showers, temperatures in the 20s. Good skiing day if you're off and that's what you plan on doing. We have more snow showers with lake effect because of how cold the air is going to be next week. We have highs only in the teens and overnight lows single digits.
In today's text,
ITheir TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
A very good morning to you. Welcome up. Welcome in. Welcome up. Get up. Welcome in. That's what I meant to say. It is 6 o'clock on a Thursday morning. We are in storm team alert there, Rachel.
that's right. And it's not just the snow that we're worried about, but actually the temperature.
Rain slowly turning into snow overnight, but your biggest concern for some will be the temperatures bringing a slippery morning commute. The salt trucks out, but look at that in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there. You can see it is coming down in Oswego there, Kate.
Yeah.
And how low are we going to get as far as temperature-wise?
Well, you know, that's been the biggest thing for us this morning. It's been all about location because you've either been cold enough all night for snow, like Oswego, you've already picked up several inches of snow, or like for us in East Syracuse, we only just got below freezing like 15 minutes ago, and it's still raining outside in some spots. And so our temperatures are going to keep falling from this point on because we have the center of the low now kind of over Shenango and Madison counties. It's gradually moving out. It's pulling in that cold Arctic air, and eventually everyone's going to catch up to the rest of central New York that's been cold enough for some snow. And you can really see that on the temperature map here. We're now down to 29 in Syracuse, but we're still above freezing from Hamilton to Norwich, and Cortland's at 32. So we're watching for anything because it was mostly rain in Syracuse, and so we're watching for that to kind of turn into some black ice. with temperatures falling so quickly. And of course, if you are in Oswego, Jefferson counties, you've been snowing all night long, so you really need to watch out for any slick roads, anything that's kind of sloppy from the snow that we picked up overnight. So we're just getting started with everything. Even though you may not have snow now, you may pick up on a little bit more, though, later on tonight. I'm going to have more on that with your Timecast in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Kate. We can all stay weather aware anytime with the new Channel 9 Storm Team app. Just scan that QR code on your screen or head to the App Store to download.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, good. Snowy morning up in Oswego. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, is up in the port city for us, where it has been coming down. The roads are snow-covered and slick. The wind is whipping. We got low visibility. Please be careful. This is where we have winter storm warnings. Oswego, Jefferson County, and the counties hugging the shoreline because of scenes like this. And then you hop on 481 for about 30 miles, a completely different scene here in East Syracuse. These are our studios. It's just been raining. We've just dipped below freezing about 20 minutes ago. Otherwise, prior to that, we were in the mid-30s, and so we've only had rain in Syracuse and south and east. But we've just changed over to a little bit of snow. I would call it a little bit of a slushy rain. When I was driving in this morning, it was 35 degrees. You could see a little bit of the ice crystals, but we're now starting to get a little bit of that changeover. But we're also getting in on a little bit of a dry slot going on, so there's not going to be a ton of precipitation. Your morning commute, your morning drive, relatively okay. The roads are going to be wet, and then those untreated surfaces, as our temperatures keep dropping below freezing, watch out for patches of black ice. Now, a different story from Watertown to Pulaski, Redfield, Oswego, over towards Fairhaven, Sodus. This is where it's been snowing all night long, and that's where we have our accumulating snow. The roads are going to be a little bit of a different story for you guys. Really take things nice and easy as you're heading out the door. Buffalo's been getting clobbered with snow, and in Toronto. So maybe thinking, all right, so that's headed for us. Kind of. So our main player going forward now are the temperatures. They're turning colder. The wind is shifting. So now it's going to be the lake effect that we're going to be relying on for any additional snowfall. It's 22 in Oswego and 34 in Tully. Tully's still above freezing, and so is Morrisville. It's rare that we see that happen, but that colder air is on the way. We're spending majority of our day in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. It is going to be very, very chilly this afternoon. So additional snowfall mostly right along the southern shoreline and moving up into Oswego County and the Tug Hill. About 4 to 8 inches of new snowfall. A lot of that is happening late tonight and very early tomorrow morning. Syracuse and Finger Lakes, we're going to try and pick up at least a fresh coating to about 1 inch or 2. Most of that is happening this evening. You can see how things are kind of rotating around. Not much snow falling during the day, but this evening when we're starting to pull things out of here, this is where our snow begins to fill in. Get a band of some steadier snow happening during the evening commute time north of the thruway, so be careful about that. There's that quick burst of snow moving through, so that's our opportunity for some some snow that you'll have to shovel tomorrow morning. Say that 10 times fast. And then we're cold tomorrow morning. Still dealing with some lingering snow showers when you're waking up tomorrow, and even still some of it hanging on at least through about lunchtime before things kind of fizzle out, and then we'll pick up another quick little burst of snow. I think we're good for at least another coating to 1 inch or 2 Friday night into Saturday morning. A little bit more snow happening over the weekend. We get colder too. Sunday's the beginning of several rounds of Arctic blasts coming our way. 20 Sunday, Monday, teens for a lot of next week. That's cold.
That is cold.
Yeah.
All right.
There's cold, and then there's...
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, taking a look at the radar again. So this has been really telling quite an interesting story. So the center of the low, it's kind of right here. And the way that it works, we have our winds, they go counterclockwise around areas of low pressure. So when you're on the southeastern side, it's usually the warmer side. And notice we're green. Well, that's because temperatures are above freezing. On the back side, this is where you have the colder air, and that's why you have snow, like from Oswego to Watertown. They've been in the teens and 20s. In Syracuse, we just got below freezing within the past hour. So we'll see additional snowfall today. It's mostly lake effect, and a lot lot of what you see on this map, this is not what you're waking up to. A lot of you are waking up to like nothing. But tomorrow morning, you could wake up to at least a few inches. Our temperatures are finally going to be cold enough to support that snow. And there's a lot more where that comes from. Very, very cold temperatures, especially for next week, as we have these rounds of Arctic air just kind of plunging towards us starting on Sunday. Got another one for next week. Look at all that purple.
Oh.
Ooh-wee. But I have some good news.
Okay.
So the average high temperature the next couple of weeks is 31. That's about as cold as our average low goes.
Okay.
So we're just getting into climatologically, I said that right? The coldest point of the year, the next few weeks.
That said better than we could have, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I tried.
Wouldn't even attempt that. It
props.
is National Bagel Day, by the way. And bagels are a must-need. Chubby Checker, that's right. Did I hear your bone crack as you try to twist your case?
My knees
We're getting old.
just
We are getting old, folks.
You can't do that.
Chubby can do it, but we can't.
I was like,
Yeah, and then I heard a pop.
that's my knee.
And that's what happens
That's
as you get
what
older.
happens.
Yeah.
Not for Chubby, though.
No.
He's timeless.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. And honestly, the sweetest guy.
I know.
When he
He's
comes
one of my
in,
favorites. Yeah,
he'll
he's
take
so
any
nice.
picture. He's the
He'll
nicest
twist with
guy.
ya.
He always has the same jokes.
Yeah.
You know, he's thought them out for sure. He's been using them for decades, but they always work.
They land well.
And
Yeah.
he's back in the 315 this weekend.
This is the reason why we're telling the story before you started popping over there. Yeah, he's at the State Agricultural Fairs Convention that showcases talent and entertainment for the fairs. He's in town.
Yeah, this weekend. How
Very
about that?
nice. Okay, get us out the door. We are in Storm Team Alert.
Yeah, our rain is twisting over to some snow for some of us today. See, I tied it all in
Yeah, you
together.
sure did.
I eventually got there.
Yeah.
It's been all about location around here. Up north where it has been snowing, this is where we still have our winter storm warnings. Those are in effect until tomorrow. Jefferson, Lewis, Oswego, Northern Cayuga, Wayne. This is where we're going to find our steadiest snow. Not only what's happening right now, but for the next 24 hours. Not quite as snowy, but more of a nuisance for everyone else. It's just been mostly rain for a lot of us. We only just got cold enough to change over to snow here in Syracuse. We're still above freezing in Hamilton and Norwich. Much different picture, though, from Watertown to Oswego to Rochester and Buffalo. It has been cold and snowing all evening, all morning long, and so we're waking up to several inches in those spots. We'll get another round of some snow and more of that lake effect forming the second half of our day today. Feels like temperatures near zero.
Thank you, Kate. And if you haven't done it already, what are you waiting for? Download the Storm Team 9 app right now. You can just scan that QR code or find it in the App Store.
Shovels will be key tomorrow for the snow, but not for the snow, but for the groundbreaking that's been years in the making.
Yeah, dignitaries will be in Clay to mark the start of construction for the $100 billion Micron megafab at the White Pine Commerce Park, kicking off a 20-year project that is expected to bring over 50,000 jobs to central New York.
But before shovels dig in, key pieces of this project.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, good morning, everybody. Here is what it looks like in Oswego. The roads, they are slick and sloppy, and yep, we've got some plows out there. This is a spot that's been snowing all night long, picking up anywhere from like 2 to 4 inches of snow overnight. We're not done just yet. We'll continue lake effect snow, still pretty much happening throughout the day today, all the way until tomorrow morning. So please be careful as you are heading out the door this morning. A completely different view, though. You hop on 81, get off the 690 exit to Bridge Street, and this is what you find. Wet pavement, because we've been raining all night long. And it was only just within the past hour that we finally dropped below freezing. So it was all about location today, because that really determined who was cold enough to rain and who was warm enough to keep it rainy for pretty much the entire night. 29 with some light snow reporting at the Syracuse airport right now. It feels like 20. We're starting to catch on a little bit of a lull right now, a bit of a dry slot moving in. Some steadier snow in parts of the southern Finger Lakes, and it's still coming down pretty good from just outside of Mexico towards Pulaski and heading up towards Watertown. Watertown has been very cold and snowy all night as well. And it's all been about the placement of this right here. So if you were located between the fronts, like in Syracuse, we were above freezing and raining all night. But if you were on the outside edge here, like from Rochester to Buffalo, Oswego, Watertown, you've been cold enough to snow for a lot of the night. And it's that wet, heavy snow, too, because we started with some rain and then it transitioned over. So be careful clearing that out this morning. Our temperatures telling you now just dropped below freezing. You were at 35 up until about a few minutes ago. Westmoreland, Morrisville, and Sherburne still above freezing, and then colder temperatures elsewhere. Everyone is getting cold, though. We are dropping as the day goes on. We have temperatures in the teens. It feels like the single digits for this afternoon, and we're not done with the snow. In fact, we're only really just getting going. For a lot of us Syracuse South, you're like, I got nothing. Well, just wait. Tomorrow morning, you'll have at least a coating to an inch or so for a lot of us, but more so from Oswego, Fulton, Pulaski, an additional 4 to 8 inches on top of the about 2 to 3 that you had overnight. And so we'll continue these snow showers. Lake effect is going to be our main player for the rest of this afternoon. And then some of these quick bursts of snow, maybe some snow squalls happening this evening. So watching out for that after sunset if you are going to be out and about tonight. Temperatures in the teens, so anything that's wet from this morning, watching for that to freeze into any black ice for today. And then we'll catch a little breather midday tomorrow, but it is cold. Feels like near 10 degrees. We have wind chills, very cold, and then eventually a little bit more snow moving in tomorrow night. It's just a quick little clipper moving on by, and then by Saturday, just a few snow showers, but then Sunday we're turning colder. That's the beginning of some rounds of Arctic air that's coming our way. Very cold next week. 20s Sunday, Monday, teens for Tuesday and Wednesday. Ooh, that smells good.
There's nothing better than the smell of fresh bagel.
Yeah, it's true.
Burgers coming
Those are
through
fresh.
here.
Yeah, we've gotten an upgrade.
Just, no offense to your bagel thins that you had.
I mean,
These just
fine.
came out of the oven. All right, we're obviously have props this morning because it is National Bagel Day. So we are asking this. Did you know, by the way, that the largest bagel used to it, but it is slick this morning.
Just stuck my head out the window. Well, I wish I had windows in here. Out the door, I mean, outside of our parking lot. So I was just curious. And we have a very, very light dusting on the windshields in the cars in our parking lot. And it's definitely a lot colder than it was a couple of hours ago when we came in. So our temperatures are dropping. There's a bit of a dry slot over Syracuse right now. We got some steady snow to our north and filling back into our south as our temperatures are dropping right now. You can see the fuzziness from the Cab V Skynet 9 camera out over Syracuse. That's the snow. Is 26 now. We dropped 10 degrees since we started the broadcast. At 4:30, we were at like 35, 36 degrees.
Yep.
So we're getting colder. This is new snowfall that we can expect in the next 24 hours, most of it happening up north. So even though like a lot of us, Syracuse, East Syracuse, Manlius and whatnot, we're waking up and we're like, oh, I still see green grass. Give it some time this evening. We'll get in on another chance at a couple of inches of snow.
Okay, lucky us. So bundle up, Oswego. It's a cold one up there.